everybody, and welcome to the Empowering Industry Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Matthews, and I am so excited, always excited to bring you a guest, someone that I've met. And this one in particular, I really love because she's part of my leadership session that we were doing this year. And I loved how much that she was connected with industry already as she's growing as a leader in her company. So, without further delay, Elaine, jump on here and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elaine Hepley, and I'm CEO and founder of Solana Consulting Services, and also partner up with Delta Zero as a technical sales manager here in Latin America and United States.
Yeah. So,
Thank you for having
um,
me. Mhm.
yeah, absolutely. I love that, that you have this diverse background of skill sets and I guess regions as well, right? So, it's wonderful to bring that to the table. So different minds and different thinking, right? And so, um, when I think about this and how you kind of got into this space, tell us a little bit about that. How did you get into industry and what you're doing now as well?
My story is very unique. I actually got into the industry by happenstance. I come from a background of mechanics in my family, always grew up with my dad being his shadow, helping him tinker around cars and flipping cars and selling them, classic cars in particular. So I've always had a knack for mechanics. And I moved from California to Indianapolis, where I currently reside, and I had applied as a customer service rep for Polaris Laboratories. When I got there, they were like, "Well, we actually have, a position for the data analysis team, and we see that you have some automotive experience." And I said, "Yeah, I can change brakes, I can change the oil, the filter, what have you, but I can't like get, nitty gritty with an engine or anything like that. But I know the basic functionality." And so that's kind of how I got started in the industry was as a data analyst for Polaris Laboratories. Started as level one and then worked my way to manager. I worked there for 15 years, and that is where I discovered my passion for varnish analysis.
And this is what
Um,
got me, y'all. I've been in the industry for 20 years and I'm like, what is this varnish? I don't know this word and terminology. Like, tell me more about it. So, do that. Tell us more
yeah,
about
absolutely. So what varnish is it's a degradation byproduct of oil degradation. So as the oil degrades, it tends to form this, very hard lacquer-like. It comes in different forms in the oil, and then it causes damage. So if it adheres to like the coolers in the system, it will cause the coolers to work ineffectively because now they're working double time to cool down, the lubricant. They clog valves, spools, bearings. You have many, many issues. Varnish was first discovered well over 30 years ago by Dr. Zaki in Japan. And he was the founding father of varnish analysis behind the implementation of MPC testing, membrane patch colorimetry. And ever since I was exposed to doing varnish analysis, I just became fascinated by it, by how it forms. And I have developed throughout my career testing methodology to kind of study the varnish formation to have a better understanding of how it's playing out and through that methodology, it's called micropatch analysis. It's a microscopic analysis where we separate the varnish from the oil and study it under a scope. So you're getting a better idea of what type of varnish do you have in your system, how it's impacting, the system, where it's plating out, and best ways to remove it. Also, kind of understanding the different stages of varnish as they are different various types, as well as correlations with the LAB values, which is something new and trending, where we have found the MPC value results, correlating them back to the LAB values to determine root cause. So, like for
which
example,
I know is
mhm,
super important, right? We talk about this
yes,
all the time. Sonia Matura is one of the
yes,
people that you know, and
yes,
she does talk about that a lot, and just lubrication in general. We know how important
mhm,
that is, but
yes,
really understanding that material, that the varnish that is formed, I haven't really went into that and dived into that, but
mhm,
it makes sense of how that would impact the system and really understanding what needs to be done.
yes. So, for example, your L value is your black and white on the color scale. And if you have a low L value, you're going to have a darker color patch. What we have found through study is it can relate to microdieseling, electric static discharge, or electric spark discharge. We have found that it does have a direct correlation. With the B value, we have also found that when it is high, that oil is susceptible to form more gummy, sticky varnish deposits. If you have a lot of contamination in the system, that contamination is going to adhere to that gummy-like deposit, and it's going to generate more wear. So, I really enjoy helping people. I can talk to you all day about it, but I'm not going to do that here. But it's my passion, and it's led me to start my own company and help people because not only did we first start seeing it in turbines, we're seeing it in compressor systems, hydraulics, gear oils. We're seeing it everywhere. It's become an issue, in
Absolutely.
various components.
And they are talking about that at the different association levels. The electrostatic, I know, is a huge problem for everyone, and there are solutions. We just got to talk about them, right? And
Yes.
I love that you have created a company for this to really, dive in and help people. So on that consultant side of looking at their systems, right?
Mhm.
What's the problem that they need solved, and then connecting them with people. So tell us a little bit more about your company and what you offer there and kind of that growth model for your company as well.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I offer is training. So having an understanding of varnish. If someone knows they have varnish, but they don't know where to start, I can help with that on referencing or recommending what testing panel to do, working with different partner labs to get that done and implemented, and then how to interpret those results. What is the data telling you? And how can that drive action? So there are different kind of modules of offerings that I have. And then lastly, if a customer is looking for mitigation, I have partnered up with Delta Zero Filtration, which is an amazing company that does an effective job of removing not only insoluble varnish that has plated out and formed, but also the first stage of varnish formation, which is soluble varnish. Their filtration systems have been something I've studied for the last 8 years and have seen successful results. So I want to offer my customers like a full panel of services where it's like a one-stop shop if they need that. So it's one of those things that I do and I offer aside from training, technical training and things like that. But varnish is like my forte. It's my niche.
Yes, and I know part of this also in your niche is sustainability. It's really important to
Yes.
you. I want people to know a little bit more about your story there and why sustainability is important to you.
Well, for me, I was first introduced into recycling and the importance of it when I was in third grade, and I became passionate about it. I love traveling. I love food. I love Mother Nature. I'm very connected to those roots. I am of Mayan descent from Guatemala. And so I connect with those roots tremendously. And, in this industry, what we have seen is greenhouse gases emissions from, a refinery to drilling applications to transporting of lubricant and things like that. And I'm very passionate about trying to help our environment, Mother Earth, and I want to leave something for my children to enjoy and my grandchildren to enjoy. And with the way that climate change is drastically changing, in current state, I'm in a position where I can kind of help benefit that and want to spread the word. So aside from, working with Paul and Delta Zero, their product helps extend the life of the oil, minimize the filter changes and the need to have to constantly replace lubricant. So it's kind of changing the way that we see lubrication analysis and maintenance best practices. How can we also help you at the same time? I want to help people save money because that's key. I want my customers to know that I'm here to get their best interest at heart, but also help them at the end of the day save money while also helping the environment. And I'm on a journey, my personal journey on sustainability within my personal life. because I feel like if I'm going to walk and talk about sustainability, I also need to be living a lifestyle of sustainability. So I'm on my own journey on how I can decrease that as well. And right now in our industry, the forever plastics, the PFAS, those are so dangerous. And there's nothing we're doing. Well, there's talks about what can we do to change things, but it's nearly impossible to get away from that. But how can
Yeah,
we
it's
as
in
an industry
everything.
kind of, you know,
That's right. It's in everything,
it is.
and we have to pay attention to it. We have to, not regulate things that we need out of the way, but how do we protect
Yes.
that and the environment? So I love this about industry and environment, and when we have
Mhm.
to work together on this. I
Yes.
was just in Colorado, and I love like there's tons of industry. Actually, the first thing that I did was ride at the middle of the night into this area of a refinery, and I'm like, only me, only I would find the refinery in Colorado first out the gate. But it coexists, and how do we do that
Mhm.
better? And so I think that that's part of this, and your passion for this, and the oils and lubricants, and just like how are we running our equipment, and how can we do it better?
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
that's and how are we running our lives, and how can we do that better, right? I think that's definitely part of your brand, and I love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay. So, as far as leadership, I want to take a
Mhm.
little side tangent here on the leadership path. What does being a leader look like for you?
For me is spreading positivity. I'm a very positive person. For me as a leader, I just want to inspire people and kind of help them see and embrace that there's a bigger initiative out there. May bring awareness to what our current environmental issues are and how can we impact that in small incremental changes, not necessarily big changes or drastic, but those small incremental changes will add up and eventually make a major impact. And so that's kind of where I see myself in and not just in the United States and Latin America. I want to do it worldwide. I want to reach people worldwide and help people worldwide if I can. That's my goal in the leadership realm and inspire people that, it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are, believe in yourself.
Yeah, and I know Elaine. I know her strengths. One of them is that connectedness, and I love that. We do feel very connected, both to the world that we live in and the people in our industry. So, absolutely love that. Is there anything else that you want to leave our audience with?
If there's one thing that you can think of is how do you want to live your life? Because at the end of the day, when we pass away, it's not going to be the money or the fortune that you reach that's going to go with you. It's going to be those memories that you build. So how do you want to live your best life and how can you leave a positive footprint? What's your legacy going to be like? I think that's the one thing I kind of want to leave everybody with.
Well, I love that. There, she's making us think right out the gate about leadership and legacy. Oh, I love it. Okay, well, I want to do a little rapid fire. What
Mhm.
is your favorite book?
My favorite book, oh my gosh, there's so many. The Giver.
Okay, all right, we're gonna look that up. What about music? You got a favorite tune or jam?
Oh, I love reggaeton. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Salsa
No,
and reggaeton.
that's how we
Boom,
learn,
boom, boom.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, love it, love it. What is the best advice you've ever received?
Oh, the best advice has been from my dad, where it's if you could see yourself never failing, what would that look like? So, not being scared, in other words, to take a leap, to believe in yourself and getting past that fear of failure. Yeah, you're gonna fall, but the best advice I ever got from my dad when I was hesitating on starting my own company was, Mija, what if you just didn't fail? What if you were successful? Would that stop you? And I'm like, he's right.
That's right.
So
See
that was
yourself.
the best advice I've ever received. Yes.
I love it. Okay, so someone coming into the industry, what advice would you give them?
Believe in yourself and don't always, always continue to learn. Like you're never done learning. And I love to learn. I love to learn new things. I'm a nerd at heart. So I think that, you being your own best investment, investing in yourself is the best thing that you can ever do. Best investment ever is investing in yourself and making sure that you're constantly educating yourself.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So, I think I have learned so much. First of all, if you didn't know the term varnish, I hope that you kind of understand it a little better with me, because I do. Thank you for that. And I just hope that people will share and use you as a resource because you've done that research. And it's something that all of these critical pieces of equipment need to pay attention to. So, really excited that I got to meet you and understand that better. And
Thank
your
you.
passion, of course, for it makes us all want to follow you and learn more about you and
Thank you.
the work that you're doing. So, if somebody does want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Email me at ehepley@solanaconsultingservices.com. LinkedIn, connect with me through LinkedIn. I have launched a YouTube channel, so that's more content coming to a store or a YouTube channel near you. And yeah, just reach out to me via email or LinkedIn. Happy to connect, happy to help. And
I love
thank
it.
you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for being here. And everybody, y'all share this episode. It's going to touch somebody, it's going to help somebody. And if you meet some cool people like I do on Zoom or out in the field, please connect me with them. I love getting to know people in industry making a difference. So until next time, be empowering.